Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deepa Brar and I'm here to inspire you all to live a deeply beautiful life. So in today's video, we're gonna break down some of the most important things I would say that are science-backed that I implemented on my hair growth journey. And you're gonna wanna stick around to the end because I'm saving the best for last. So we're gonna get right into it. Before we do, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And please send this video to anyone you think might be able to benefit from it. Now, the first thing that we're gonna talk about, and I've been talking about this forever, and just because I really truly love this therapy, and there's so much science behind it, and that is red light therapy. It's also known as low level light therapy. Now, the way you can think of it is as light is basically energy, and it's traveling from the device that you're using via a wavelength. Now, the wavelengths are going to be different depending on what color is transmitted. And what I mean by that is that the wavelength is going to be either shorter or it's going to be longer. Now, the shorter wavelengths carry more energy, and the longer wavelengths can penetrate deeper. And that's why it's important to look for a device that will supply both red light, which is shorter, and then near infrared light, which is longer. And so how it works is that the energy in the light enhances cellular function. And so on a scientific level, what happens is that the light that is penetrated goes into your cell, into your hair cell, and it gets the mitochondria inside of your cell to produce more energy. And what that energy is going to then do is it's going to enhance the function of that hair cell, which is going to encourage growth, which is what we want here. And the science is the reason why I'm such a big fan of this therapy. Now, when it comes to looking for a device to use, not all of them are created equally. The important things to look out for are that it carries both red and near infrared light wavelength. And like we were saying before, depending on the length or shortness of the wavelength, it will dictate what that light energy is going to do. You want that red light because it's going to increase the energy in the cell. And then you want the near infrared light because it's going to enhance how deeply that light penetrates. Another thing to look out for is a combination of LEDs and lasers. Now, in terms of which device I use the iRestore Elite, and I've broken down this device and all of the features and everything like that, and I'll link that video right here for you guys. But the main reason why I choose to use the iRestore versus other devices is because it has a broader coverage with the LEDs and lasers that it contains. It contains something like 500 LEDs and lasers. It uses triple wavelength technology. When I first started using the iRestore Pro, I had one bald patch that would not fill in despite all of my efforts, and using that within 5 to 6 months, it filled in. And since then, I've switched over to the Elite, which has more LEDs and lasers than the Pro does, and it's just helped my hair grow so much better and quicker. And so if you guys are looking to purchase your own, I do have a coupon code for you guys to save, and there's also a link in the description box as well. All right, the second thing that we're going to talk about that is really science-backed when it comes to hair growth is using a pre-shampoo. Now, I haven't talked a lot about this on my channel before, but that's because I'm finding out more and more about how important it is to use. And I would say the number one reason why I would suggest using pre-shampoo is because sometimes when your hair is not growing or it's trying to grow, your follicles can be clogged, and you need to clear that out, kind of just like exfoliating your face when you're using skincare. Your products and stuff like that can only work as well as they can. If the follicle is clogged or the pore is clogged, it's not going to be able to penetrate. Also, the hair that's trying to grow out of the scalp can only grow out if that follicle is free and clear. Not only that, but if you have a drier scalp as well, you really need to be able to moisturize your strands, and that is going to make your hair shaft stronger so that it can actually grow, and it can grow in nice and thick. The thicker your hair, the stronger your hair, the less it'll be really weak, the less breakage will occur, and your hair will just be thicker overall. So also too, when you're using a pre-shampoo / scalp exfoliant, you're stimulating blood circulation in your scalp, which is going to encourage hair growth. You're encouraging cellular turnover, and you're also helping keep that oil production balanced in your scalp. And the third thing we're going to talk about in my evidence-based hair growth routine is the use of essential oils. And why essential oils are so important for your scalp is because they have such beneficial properties to them that can help with your hair growth. They can be antimicrobial, antibacterial, and antifungal. Now, the properties to each oil differs, so not all of them are going to provide the same exact benefits to your scalp. That's why I really believe it's important to use a combination of oils. Me, myself, I use a combination of different oils that give different benefits, and I share that recipe. It's a free download. You can check the link in my description. And I also have a video that breaks this down even further, which I will link here for you guys. But here are the benefits to using essential oils for hair growth. They are because some oils can help soothe and moisturize the scalp. And like we mentioned before, moisturizing the scalp is really important because it can help to make your hair strands stronger. They can help to stimulate blood flow in the scalp. And stimulating blood flow is important because it helps to transport more nutrients to your hair cells, and that helps with hair growth. It can help to control dandruff. It can provide antioxidants to the hair, which is really important because then it can go and fight free radicals. It can reduce inflammation in the scalp, which is super, super important. And the other thing is that it can soften your hair and increase shine. And now these are oils that I'm talking about applying directly to your scalp. Oils to the remainder of your hair, that is a completely different topic. So if you guys want me to make a video on that, I will talk about that. But that has more to do with like breakage and damage and stuff like that. And finally, and this is probably one of the most important things that you can add to your hair growth efforts that is science-backed, and that is consuming an adequate amount of protein in your diet. So the reason why this is so important, how this all works, is that hair is comprised of a protein called keratin. Now, when you're consuming a diet that has the adequate amount of protein in it, keratin production forms like normal. But when you're not consuming enough protein in your diet, it can't do that. This will really influence the keratin production in your hair, which will influence how long you're in the growth phase of the hair growth cycle. Now, if you guys have seen my other videos, you know I talk about the hair growth cycle all the time. It's super important to understand when it comes to implementing your hair growth journey, because what you want optimally is for 80 to 90% of your hair, and that's all the hair on top of your head, to be in the growth phase of the hair growth cycle. And your hair will stay in that phase anywhere from 2 to 7 years. So consuming an adequate amount of protein is so important because you want to be able to produce enough keratin that your hair is staying in the growth phase. If you're not consuming enough protein, that can lead to hair thinning, and it can also prevent you from getting your hair to go back into the growth phase if it's in one of the other phases. And for a lot of people, including myself, I was definitely not consuming enough protein before I started paying attention to it. And even more so if you're like vegetarian or vegan. Not to say that that's a great diet. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. You can consume enough protein, but you have to like actively be monitoring and putting in that effort to get that protein even more so. And if you guys have any more support or any specific questions, please let me know in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much to iRestore for sponsoring this video. As usual, I only post about things that I'm absolutely a big, huge fan of and use myself. And if you guys have any requests for videos, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys soon with another video. Take care.